This is part 2 from Lesson 2 presentation from the Principles of Engineering course. We have talked about trim, extend, and offset, and in this part I will talk about object snaps. We can go to object snaps by typing OSnap, and then we will get the tool. So let's start O, S, and OSnap will appear. So once you press that, you will have a list. Before we change any of that, let me explain to you what object snaps does. So let's say I want to draw an object. Let's say the simplest one, a line. So I start by typing L, enter, and it asks me to specify the first point. Let's say I do not exactly know where that point is, but I do know that I want to put it here in this location where these two lines meet. I do not know the exact coordinates, but I know that I want to put my line here. So object snaps is very helpful in this case because once I get close to this special point, you will see that green X. It's enough to just press and I can start my line. I might not know where my line should end, but I do know that it should be in this corner. Again, you see this square? It will light green once I'm closer to that special point. By pressing, I have completed my line. Every time I get to a special point, which is an end of a line, or a point where two lines cross, the green circle or X or triangle or square will light and I can snap to it like I'm doing now. Once I'm fed up or finished with my line, I can just press escape and my drawing is done. So let's go back to object snap or O snap. Once I do it and press return, the list will appear. And here I can choose whether I want object snaps on or off, and then I can choose which ones I want to activate. So here you can see that I've activated endpoint, which means whenever I get closer to the end of a line, this will light and I will see this square, the green square. I have also activated the center of a circle, and that will light as a green circle. Or an intersection, which will light as an X. So let me add one just to show you. So if I choose midpoint here, it should show as a triangle. So you have noticed, I've never seen a triangle in my first example, so let's press it and say OK. Now once I try to draw a line, enter. Once I get to the middle of a line, you see this triangle here, which I can use to draw my line. Let's go to the center of another line, sorry. You see a triangle that can snap to it. Okay? If I put object snaps off, which is the same as pressing this and disactivating it, I will not be able to snap to anything because I have turned this option off. Turn it on again. You can snap to whatever you want. So it's good to turn it off whenever it gets crowded and you don't want to gravitate to specific points. But it's also very helpful to have it on when you need to. Okay, let me talk about object snap tracking. So object snap tracking, as you see, is on. And what it does that you can also extend from a point. Let me show you how. Let's say I'm starting to draw a line. So L, enter. Now let's say I know that I want to draw the first point 2 units from this intersection to the right. So what you need to do is go close to this intersection, hover above it for a second or two, and then slowly move to the side. See that dotted green line here? Okay. So you can here put your point wherever you want. Let's say I want to add this point to the intersection or on the level of this and on the vertical level of that. So I'd hover above this till I catch it. I'm just hovering. Then hover above that till I catch it. Once I get to this intersection, it will show me the X. That's when I can snap my line to. Let's try it one more time. Let's say I want the end of the line to be the level of this point, the vertical level of this point. So I'll snap to the two. And that's how object tracking is useful. So just as a tip, when you go to the list of object snaps, do not choose everything. It can get crowded, especially the nearest point, because it can get very difficult to snap to the correct point. Just choose the ones that you really want, that you're using, and you will know from experience as you practice which ones are useful for you and not. Now let's move to the other options in your status bar. So in this bar, we've talked about showing the gray rectangle. We've talked about object snaps. Let's talk about the other options. Ortho mode will allow you to draw only vertical or horizontal lines. No diagonal lines will be allowed. So let's try it. Let's start writing line L. Let's start it, for example, here. As you can see, I can draw my line in any direction I want. But once I activate ortho, my line can be either vertical or horizontal only. I can't do any diagonal lines. Then snap mode. So snap mode is different from object snaps. It is this button here. So if I activate it, if I choose line and start drawing a line, it will make my cursor jump by unit. So it will not allow me to draw any decimals. So for example, if I start my line here, I can't move by any less than half a unit, which is the division of my grid. Okay, let's remove ortho to make it clear to you. Even on the diagonal, it will jump only on the grid edges. While if I remove it, I can navigate smoothly, as you can see here. The next one is polar tracking. So it will track a specific angle. For example, if I start with line here, specify first angle, it will show you exact angle, as you can see, the gray rectangle. This is not one of the most important commands. We talked about object snap tracking. Now, and we also talked about the gray rectangle, which is called the dynamic input. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for your attention. In class, when I'll see you, we will attempt some practice drawings using these commands. We will try to create the shapes that you see in these practice assignments together in class. You do not have to do them at home. We will do them together in our time. See you in class. Thank you.